Mike Mullen from MikeMullen.net. Day 2, the Charlotte Media Tour, NASCAR. Whoa, I tell you, a lot of news breaking here. A lot of news breaking. 3D TV, if you've seen Avatar, get ready. NASCAR in 3D, it's coming. That's what ESPN told me. Don't know when, but you might want to check out Best Buy or wherever you can find a TV set and see when they're going to have their 3D TV sets in, because NASCAR is going to be coming at you. All those thrills and chills upside down right through your living room. That was one of the things we got from Jack Roush and Jeff Smith this afternoon, too. They were on a rampage. TV's being too critical of NASCAR. They were pointing out all the good things. Of course, there are a lot of good things about NASCAR. That's why we've been covering it for so long. We love the sport. Just trying to point out things that need to be improved, and NASCAR is improving things. Big story, John Darby. Apparently he's being moved up the ladder, moving out of the Sprint Cup garage. Don't know the full story there. No word officially from NASCAR. I hear he's being promoted to being in charge of all 3 divisions, giving Mike Hilton a hand in that regard. I don't know. Maybe he's out. Maybe he's up. Maybe he's over there. Looks to me like NASCAR's looking for a replacement to run the NASCAR Sprint Cup garage. I think it's 2011. I'm hearing it's maybe sooner than that. Big story, no answers. A lot of stuff going on. We talked to Ralph Gilles, the Dodge guy, the Dodge CEO, the guy who was running Chrysler for the Fiat people over in Italy. The Fiat people, I don't think they care about NASCAR except it helps sell cars. I don't think they even know much about NASCAR. And for what I got out of Ralph, I didn't really get any good vibes. He had some good words. Yes, NASCAR sells. They like NASCAR. They're going to stick with Penske. You'd be a fool not to stick with Penske. I mean, the guy is big in the business, no matter what the business is. But I just didn't get a really good feel for Dodge and the enthusiasm over there about NASCAR. Just another billboard in my book, from what I can tell. We talked to Richard Childress and his guys today, day 2, Tuesday, the Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour, and didn't really get a good feel over there either. They just had to let Casey Mears go. They're down to 3 teams now. Couldn't get Jack Daniels to rejoin as sponsor, so they'll be taking only 3 teams to Daytona. They've still got to deal with Kevin Harvick. What's he going to do next year? That thing's going to hang over him all year until Kevin decides whether he's going to do his own team, go to the Gibbs operation as that 4th driver over there, or maybe try to go to Tony Stewart's team. He wouldn't say much. He wouldn't say much at all, except that if there's a sponsor coming along, Kevin Harvick, Inc., the Kernersville, North Carolina operation he owns and runs with his wife, Delana, they could go Cup. Not sure what he's thinking. He's keeping his cards close to his vest, but there's not a good sense of optimism in the Childress camp right now. I can tell that. We talked to Robbie Loomis, Richard Petty Motorsports, talked to Foster Gillette a little bit, tried to find out who the boss is over there. George Gillette, of course, owns the operation. Richard Petty's the most visible operator, but he wasn't here today. Had a problem in the family, couldn't make it. Talked to Robbie. Robbie's the key guy. The people at Roush and Roush Fenway and Doug Yates tell me he's the guy who's going to make sure everything goes fine. We'll see if Carl Edwards can bounce back. The doctor's giving him the okay to do some backflips if he wins. Didn't win last year. Broke his foot playing Frisbee. Well, I'm not sure what that was all about. I think the contract is now going to say, no Frisbee, Carl. No Frisbee. But right now, he's got bigger things on his mind. That new baby. Due February 17th. They'd always come on schedule. February 17th. That's midweek between the Daytona 500 and the California 500. And Carl's sort of like antsy, to say the least, about what to do. They got standby plans. Hey, if he wants to get the points, he's got to start the race. He's worried. Not quite sure. What else have we got? We got all sorts of news coming around the way. Greg Biffle down in Texas with Tony Stewart and Brian Vickers testing NASCAR's new 4-inch spoiler. 70 degrees, first big test. Don't have any word back yet on how that test went. They're going to test again on Wednesday down there. Big test. Greg Zipadelli says he wishes somebody from the Joe Gibbs operation got a call down there too. NASCAR is changing the Goodyear testing policy because otherwise Roger Penske, being the only Dodge team, would get to go to every test. Not quite sure what they're going to do. And if John Darby is really moving out of the picture on the Winston Cup, on the Sprint Cup garage side, then we've got even more questions to wonder about. 4-inch spoiler, Richard Childress says at least a 5-inch spoiler. Says he wants more downforce on the rear. Other guys have different answers. There's a lot of news breaking here. A lot of news breaking here at the NASCAR Media Tour. One of the stories, the pace car for the Daytona 500 is going to be a Mustang. Did Ford spin Chevy out? I don't know. Chevy people didn't even know about it. Ford unveiled it today. Pretty looking car. Looks pretty sharp. First time in 40 years, I think, that a Ford has paced Daytona. Not sure. It's been a Chevy track. Maybe Chevy didn't pay the France family enough money to keep that thing. But the Camaro out front like it was last year. And Tony George, the man who ran Indianapolis Motor Speedway for so long, the man whose name was synonymous with the IRL, the Indy Racing League that he formed, and with bringing the Brickyard 400, the NASCAR race, to Indianapolis, has now resigned from the family board. Not sure what that means. He sort of got fired as CEO last year, was running his own team. I don't know if that means he's out of racing, going somewhere else, but he resigned from the family company. A lot of questions. It's only January. It looks like this is going to be a very busy year. Stay tuned. Day 2, the NASCAR Media Tour, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mike Mulhern for MikeMulhern.net.